everyone will agree it's very difficult to find any balance. You know, it doesn't matter when we were students, we couldn't find balance between life and study. Now we all are having our own business or running our own business, and we also cannot find balance, right? Especially if you have family. But even if you don't have family, it's still not an easy task, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I think every single person has their own understanding of balance as well, right? So for somebody, balance is to work 20 hours a day, and for somebody, balance is to work 8 hours a day.
I would say balance cannot be created. We must aim for an integration between work and life, because that is a possibility. But the more we aim for perfection, the more we aim for balance, definitely it becomes difficult and difficult. Achieving work-life integration or balance is a measure for success. Again, it depends on personal narrative, how one measures their success. But there are certain issues when we come to define success, and then when we sit down and define measurement for success.
I don't think everyone tries to struggle and find this balance. I just don't want to think about it too much, because then if I think about too much, then I'll be too much working, or I'll be neglecting the work, or something will always fall behind. I feel like every time something falls behind. With me, I've been working, then there's been a period of time when I didn't work. I've concentrated on motherhood, and that has been the downtime for me. And now last few years have been very busy, and I can just concentrate on the work. But it does help if you have help around you, that's for sure. And then it eliminates the little things that you don't have to concentrate on them. So that for me has been really great. And I've been enjoying that, so I don't have to think about things like that. So it's mostly work and family. That's the one that has to kind of work.
I know people are constantly pushed to work faster to handle the increasing workload. But please do not be discouraged. However, there are a little steps that can be taken to keep your life on the right track. Now, I will talk from my experience, because I'm an auditor. This is my work. So what I did 2 steps. The first step is manage your time and specify your priorities. The second one is set specific goals and plan for them. So now with regard to the first step, which is manage your time and specify your priorities, which means that you need to analyze your current situation, which is the starting point to achieve a work-life balance. Now, the second step, take your list of priorities, which is outcomes from the step number 1, and try to turn them into SMART goals. And have one date planner, whether paper or electronic, doesn't matter. So this planner is a way to translate your priorities and goals into reality. What I did, I set around 15 minutes at the beginning of each day, as I did, to plan my tasks and activities for the day and evening ahead. You need to set also realistic boundaries. For example, set aside a time at home during which you will not check or respond to work-related emails or voice emails, for example, which means take time for you and leave work at work. Try to communicate your work-life boundaries with your manager. This is what I did. For example, tell them that you have a family commitment today and you will not answer work-related emails after this time. Likewise, let your family know if you work online that this is the ground rules and do not disturb me unless something needs me heavily involvement in this certain period.
I think being in the younger generation, and being single, it's important to just know what your goals are. And once you're able to really identify what it is that you want to achieve in life, that helps you to start to sort of plan and, create that balance that you need, because I think the most important thing is your health and, being full of energy and being able to do, everything that is necessary. And I think that it's difficult sometimes if you are completely focused on work and you don't leave any room for, just your personal life. And then vice versa. Sometimes you're way too focused on your personal life, which means that you can fall off the mark. I think with the younger generation, there's a lot more distractions that can come into play. And that's why being focused is very important. So for me, I'm managing 2 different businesses at the same time and in very different industries. One is in the food industry and the other is in finance. And I just utilize every part that I can, really.
The topic of this session is incredible, because how to keep that balance about family and work. And at the same time, I can understand the point about developing countries where family comes first. If we speak about Europe, I think sometimes this question would be not even kind of understood, because we do speak about it in Germany or in UK, but it's kind of set up already, right? So probably families do not have too high expectation that mother has to come home, cook, clean, take care, do homework and all that things, because jobs are pretty much shared. We need to start with education of our children and our boys and our husbands, our brothers, our fathers, right? As soon as they understand that we should not manage all jobs and they have support us, it will be easier generation to generation. Balance is important. When you have support, it doesn't matter where the support coming from your parents, from your husband, from your children.
Management, so far what I have understood, has just one basic rule. Learn to say no to unreasonable request. This is the only rule that this is the only rule that everybody should follow. And in order to follow this rule, you should be able to understand what is reasonable and what is not reasonable. In order to reach that stage where you can classify something as unreasonable, you need to be very clear in your own thoughts, in your own objectives. You need to be able to value yourself. Women in our part of the world, what I have seen, they undervalue themselves. They take a lot of stress themselves by doing everything and assuming all responsibilities themselves. We must be able to learn that if we are stepping our foot out of the house for work, we as humans will not be able to 100% at home. So you need to actually acknowledge and accept this fact, and then only you will be able to tell somebody else about it.
I want to say to all women, accept that imbalance is sometimes unavoidable, but there will be always challenges and golden opportunities that we have to utilize accordingly. The most important thing is that you don't allow imbalance to become the norm or rules in your life.
Especially women, that they feel that they want to do something different, or they're starting up, or they want to change their life or career or anything, to just go for it, do it. And if you need to prioritize and you just need to shift the priorities, maybe change some priorities, and then just go for what you want to do.
I just think it's a case of prioritizing yourself always. And it's okay for there to be an imbalance at times. And that happens in life in general. So, sometimes work can be heavy and sometimes it's pretty light. And we just have to be sort of appreciative of the time that we do have women at work.
What I want to say to women, it's normal. It's absolutely normal, because I keep comparing myself to other women. It doesn't matter in which country I live. I say, oh, she's doing much better than me. She's more successful in career or at work or with her children. We constantly compare us to moms that do not work and say how lucky they are. And then that mom compares to us and say how lucky they are to work. Just enjoy your life. If you want to say no to your career and become a mom, just become a mom. If you want to, I don't know, become a new Bill Gates, just become a Bill Gates. Just be happy.
We need to further understand what can be from our side, and then compare it what is expected, given all the differences that come through cultures and social values and civilizations and our education and learnings. Our social conditioning definitely plays a bigger part. But again, this is our social conditioning only, which gives us a rationality to decide what we want to pursue.